Good morning. It's a windy, chilly, but beautiful day in the Kootenays.
Today we're in Nelson.
We're going to be doing something a little bit different today. We decided to do a road trip out to the Kootenays, and as we were looking for things to do in Nelson, we discovered a fun fact.
It's coffee capital of British Columbia.
It has the most cafes per capita than anywhere else in BC. The stars aligned, and today we're just gonna go visit some cafes. Of course, there are a lot to choose from, so we did some research and found some of the top ones, and we're focusing also more on local roasters as well. So coffees that are roasted here in Nelson or in BC. So those are the ones that we're gonna be showing you today.
Trying to support local.
Are you ready for some coffee?
I am ready for some coffee.
He's always ready for coffee.
Let's go get some coffee.
Let's go. Our first stop on our coffee tour is AM Radio Café, which is located on the north end of Nelson.
Something pretty cool about this town, because there are so many coffee shops, there's also a lot of coffee roasters. AM Radio brews number 6 coffee, which is actually roasted here in town. So it's local supporting local, which is really great, especially in smaller towns like this.
AM Radio is a cafe, and following them on Instagram, you can see that they cook and bake a lot of the goodies that they have for sale here in store. And one of the things that they have today, because it is the Easter weekend, are hot cross buns. And the owner, Jen, apparently her mom has a secret family recipe for hot cross buns. So we were very excited to try it. And obviously, we got it.
Yeah. I have never had a hot cross bun before. I'm very excited to try this.
I've had it, but it wasn't homemade. So I am also very excited to try this.
Boop.
Boop.
That's pretty good.
It's well spiced. Oh. That like punches you in the face with spices.
But in a good way.
Well, when I make things with cinnamon, I usually add like at least a tablespoon to anything that I'm making, where like it turns brown. So this is totally my jam right now.
Yeah, this is really good. This is my first one.
This is a good one to have as your first one. All other ones will be ruined for you now.
I'm okay with that.
As for the coffee, it seems like a light roast, which
I'm not
I
going to pretend
to know.
Yeah.
Well, I'm just saying it tastes like a light roast. This is definitely not a dark roast, and that's the extent that I can say about that.
That's true. It's tasty.
For our next stop on our food and coffee tour of Nelson, we've just decided it's going to be a food and coffee tour.
It's cold. We're going to be comfy. We stopped off at the Kootenay Baking Co-op. It is highly reviewed and it looks really good. I'm excited to get into this.
So the first thing we got is the salsa verde bun, which I believe is kind of like a cinnamon roll, but savory.
Salsa verde?
Yeah. Ooh, it looks like it's whole grain. So it's healthy, right?
That's how this works.
Healthy.
Very garlicky, which
It's
is great if you like garlic.
The Allison really hits you. It's got that garlicky spice. It's very tasty, but I'm gonna have to brush my teeth after this.
Next from the Co-op, we have an apple fritter, which is my absolute favorite kind of donut.
Yeah, you're somewhat of a apple fritter connoisseur. Any fritter connoisseur.
I don't know how I feel about that.
It's your favorite thing.
It's my go-to donut.
So this one looks more like a yeasted donut, less like a fritter, because usually fritters are bumpy, but
yeah,
it smells really good.
Excited. Okay, she has her opinion.
This is probably the most donutty fritter I've ever had. As you can see, it's basically like they put donut dough and mixed in some apple chunks and just blobbed it into the fryer, and there ain't nothing wrong with that, let me tell you.
It's tasty.
Our second local coffee stop on our Nelson Cafe tour is John Ward Fine Coffee. They brew Origins coffee, which is roasted in Vancouver, which I know is not Nelson, but it's still in BC, so I think that counts. But the real reason why we're here is because they have their own line of teas called Josephine Tea, which is named after John Ward's wife. And today I'm having the yerba mate, which is a really good palate cleanser, cuts all the garlic and the sweetness so far, and has more caffeine than I need, but it tastes really good. John Ward Fine Coffee is named after John Ward, who is a pretty significant figure here in Nelson because he was the proprietor of the first hotel here. He and his family seem to be pretty important in this town because they have a Ward Street and then they have a Josephine Street down that way. I'm sure there's a John Street somewhere. We just have to walk maybe a couple blocks, we'll find one. We figured that this coffee shop was pretty rooted in the history here, not just a local coffee shop, but also had some historical significance in a way, or at least paid homage to that. So we thought we'd give it a try. Did not disappoint.
Our third and likely final coffee spot of the day is Oso Negro, or Black Bear Coffee. These guys have been in Nelson for the last 20 years serving up the good stuff, in-house roasting and brewing, so they make their own and serve it. It's kind of cool. The roastery here in the cafe is an old house, so it's like kind of unique. They decked it out really nice and they turned the backyard into this beautiful patio space with lots of benches and plants and gardens. But yeah, great coffee, beautiful spot. I don't usually have sugar in my coffee, but I've noticed Nelson really seems to like brown sugar in their coffee. You know, when in Nelson, do as the Nelsonians do. So I decided to try the brown sugar, and Nelson's coffee tastes good. It's a good way to end the day. Special mention to number 6. Like we said earlier, they are a local roastery. They also have their own cafe, but we knew that they were supplying some of the local places, so we knew we'd get the chance to try them elsewhere. Obviously, another great option, you know, get it right from the source here. Have you ever wanted to chill out at the park, but the wind was cold, so you decide to bring out your whole sleeping bag so you can nap? Tommy has. Don't forget, give us a like and consider subscribing if you like videos exploring BC and hiking and being outdoors. Our next video is going to be a road trip through the Kootenays, so look out for that. That should be coming out next week.
And until then, you can follow us on Instagram, anywhere it goes. We'll see you in the next one.
Bye.
Bye.